Hello, hello. I am at home tonight, which is nice to just be able to chill and relax and talk about some pretty hard-hitting stuff. I mean, we're gonna go in detail tonight. Oh, excuse me, sorry about knocked you over there, phone. We're gonna go into some pretty big detail as far as I can. There we go, that went away. As far as I feel like I can go. Tonight is going to be a lot about explaining to you, or whenever you watch this. If you're seeing this as a replay, you won't see a little live button up there in the corner, but I'm going to go as far as I feel like I can go for you to understand the research that I've done on hair loss after having the virus. But if you have more questions, you are welcome to message me. There should be a little message me button at the bottom. And you are certainly welcome to message me if you have even more questions than what I cover tonight. So hello, say hey when you come. How are you? Looking dapper as always. Thank you, Katie Glover McGraw. Katie Glover McGraw. I love you. Hey, Janine. Hello, Keely. I'm going to wait a little bit and as people come in. I sent out a text reminder to everybody that wanted a reminder for the live. Hi, Katie Blanchard. So I'm gonna let all my people in my text family come and join us. Hey Connie, good evening. I'm excited to hear this information. I too have had hair loss after COVID. Absolutely. Yeah. Hey Lori, how are you? Hello, Miss Gaywood. Priscilla, how are you, my friend? Good to see you. Hey Kathy. Jan, I see you're watching. Hello. I'm so intrigued by this topic. This is a huge topic of conversation, and I'll be super honest with you. I'm a little anxious to talk about it, just because I did lose my father to COVID. I did. Other things happened. He ended up developing pretty much double pneumonia, and then went into the hospital. Was working up until the day he went into the hospital last year, and like 4 days later, he was gone. So it happened really quickly. I don't know how long he waited to try to, get some medical attention or to even try to treat himself. But he did pass after having COVID. So it's been a subject that's been hard for me to talk about, but I feel like it's important for me to talk about it because I truly understand the hair loss element that's related to COVID-19. So for me to keep that information to myself, I think would be extremely selfish, and that's not what I want to do. I want to share my knowledge with you. I think it's important. Today is going to be a lot about educating you on the process of why you've lost hair or why you could potentially lose your hair after having COVID-19. We're also going to talk about my dry shampoo, if I can say it correctly. We're going to talk about my dry shampoo after I go over some research with you. And again, if you have more questions than what I provide for you during this live, please message me. I love being your personal coach to full hair and scalp recovery, and I'm going to be right here with you throughout your process, whether you're a customer or not. I love being able to talk to you. I want to help as many women and men as I possibly can with hair scalp issues. Hello, Vicki Warner. How are you? Hey, Tammy Shorts. Hey, Sandy Countryman. So many of you coming in. Awesome. Good. So tell me this. I would love to know of you here. I know I've had a lot of people that are new to the collection that weren't customers that really started messaging me when they got super scared after having major hair loss after having the virus. So how many of you watching right now have experienced hair loss after having the virus? I would love to know. Let me know. Hey Cheryl, how are you, Mama Cheryl? I love you. Hey Brenda Collins, how are you? Hey Shannon Rutledge. Let me know if you have or are currently experiencing hair loss after having COVID-19. I'll give it a minute. You have, Vicki? okay? Okay. The mullet is watching too. I love that you call your husband the mullet. I don't know him. Jennifer is here with me, by the way. She's behind the scenes, but she is here with us and says hello to all of you. Me, Amanda, okay, it's so bad. All right. I lost hair after COVID. Okay, Lori. Michelle, yes, okay. I did, but I also had a full hysterectomy right after COVID, so it could be a combination of both COVID and menopause. Absolutely, Tracy, 100%. You're on to it for sure. I currently having the loss of mass hair after COVID in October. Okay, Debbie, I see you, I hear you. Christine, hey, how are you? Alyssa Barker, how are you? Thanks for saying hey. Used to till you started, yes, losing, but it looked great before COVID, okay? Thank you for sharing this tender topic. Yes, I've lost more than 3/4 of my very thick, long hair. I see you. Carla, hey, no hair loss yet, but recovering from second round, okay? Okay, got it. So a lot of you have certainly experienced it, and you know that's obviously why you're here, because you've either experienced it or you would want to know essentially what's happening if you do experience it. And I think knowledge is the key. Having the understanding of something that is happening in your life or to you is what gives you the confidence to know that you're going to get through it, right? So I think that's pretty much why you're here and what this is about. So let's dive into it. There's a lot, and my brain really functions in a very, let me make sure I'm in lighting for you so you can see my face and there's no weird shadows. I think it's good. Do I look weird? That looks good, Jennifer.
I've been wanting to move it.
Okay, you can move it. You can do whatever you want. There you go. Okay, cool. There's no weird shadows or anything on my face. I don't want to be distracting. We were laughing because in the frame was I have this beautiful picture. There's a bunch of horses. We have 3 horses here on our property, and 5 rescue dogs, and there's 2 dogs in there that look just like 2 of ours, Joey and Jasper. But the horse's butt was like right behind my head. I mean, it was like right here. So we moved over, so you don't have to look at the horse's butt all night. So there's, you know, the way that my brain kind of works and functions is in a very strategic, methodical placement of thoughts is the best way I can explain it to you. So I'm going to try to deconstruct the way that my brain normally thinks and break this down into very simple terms. I'm going to use some science words and some chemistry and anatomy and physiology words, but you're going to understand them. Okay, I'm going to make it so that you can understand them. And if you do not understand what I'm saying to you, let me know in the comments, or again, feel free to message me directly. I want you to understand this. If you get, as the preacher says, if you don't hear anything else I have to say today, hear this. I want you to understand this topic, hair loss after COVID-19. If you understand it, from there, that's where your confidence is going to come from. You will make it through. And that's where I'll start with this, is if you have lost hair because of COVID-19, you're going to be fine. It's going to come back. You could do nothing at all. Nothing. You could change nothing. You could not buy a single product that's supposed to help with hair loss. You could not go to a dermatologist. You could literally do nothing and your hair will come back. So have the confidence, have the stillness, have the peace and the understanding of knowing if you did nothing, it will come back. Okay? Period. End of story. So let's dive directly into this topic. And I think where I want to start is by putting this under a category. Okay? So we're going to put things under a category and we're going to call this category hair loss. Okay? So imagine an umbrella. And this umbrella is called hair loss. So we're going to start to place some things underneath that umbrella, okay? The first thing we're going to place under that umbrella is hair loss because of COVID-19, okay? Umbrella. Under that same umbrella, hair loss, aging. Same umbrella. Under that same umbrella, a fever because you're sick with something else. Postpartum, low estrogen, thyroid, hyper or hypo, mental stress. All of those fall under the same exact umbrella called hair loss. So place that there. right? We're going to use another word, which is triggers, okay? So when we have a trigger that falls under that hair loss umbrella, like COVID-19, like postpartum, like hypothyroidism, that's a trigger, okay? When you have a trigger, that's triggering your immune system. There's a shock happening in your body that makes your immune system feel the need to keep you alive, right? That's the point of our immune system. It's to protect us and to keep us alive. So let's say that you cut your arm or you cut your finger on something. You're cooking and you cut your finger. Your body, if you do nothing at all, now you could develop an infection, you could do whatever, but let's just say you just left it alone. Your body is going to heal that cut. You might have a scar afterwards, right? But it's going to heal that cut. So any trigger, I don't care what it is, and that's what I need you to understand. COVID hair loss is not COVID hair loss. It's just hair loss. And it's following under the same, there's a parallel, the exact same things are happening with so many other triggers that fall under that umbrella. Okay? Let me explain what is actually happening. Okay? So here we go. 85%, you have 150,000 hair bulbs. So when I say hair bulb, that's roots. You have 150,000 hair bulbs on your scalp. Okay? That's the average, a little more, a little less, but about 150,000 hair bulbs. Okay? Keep that. That's a lot. A lot. 85% of your hair, when you have no triggers, when you are in healthy conditions that aren't affecting your immune system, 85% of your hair is in what's called the anagen stage. There's 3 stages of growth, and it's a cycle. Anagen, catagen, and then telogen. You don't have to memorize those, just follow along with me. Anagen is where 85% of your hair should be whenever you're healthy without any trigger to your immune system. So without a virus, without COVID, without postpartum, without low estrogen, without low iron levels, without thyroid issues, 85% of your hair should be in the anagen stage, which is the growing stage. So let's go. First of all, do you got me? Are y'all picking up what I'm putting down so far? Yes, I have Hashimoto thyroiditis. Yep, that is out of control at this time, and my hair is thinning. Yep, Gaywood, I got you, 100%. Are you? Let me just make sure before I go further that you are understanding what I'm saying. Again, the knowledge is going to be what puts you at peace and gives you rest, and you'll know that you can get through. Okay, hearts and thumbs up. Goodness, your umbrella's full, Tracy. I know. Just from what we've discussed, I know, my friend. It's gonna be okay, though. I promise, Jill. I love you. I'm glad that you love this. Yes, got it. Speak my language. Awesome, Janine. Great, perfect. You're understanding what I'm saying. All right, let's go to that anagen stage of growth, where in a healthy state, 85% of our hair remains in that anagen stage. What is the anagen stage? I'm gonna tell you. Anagen means growing, okay? So that's your growing stage. Let's pretend this is the hair bulb, and then here's the little hair that comes out of the bulb. So here's the root, deep down underneath the dermis, under the epidermis, in the epidermis, hair root, the hair that starts to form, right? In the anagen stage, the hair bulb, which is where the hair is born and where it's going to start to grow from, it's connected to what's called the dermal papilla, okay? The dermal papilla is what allows blood vessels to attach to the hair bulb, okay? So in the anagen stage, your hair is attached to the hair bulb itself and inside of what's called the dermal papilla. So it's sitting inside, hair bulb sitting inside the dermal papilla, and the dermal papilla, just like my veins, are supplying blood flow. Okay, got it? Cool. for example, I'm going to keep my hands here as this. I should have made graphics for you, but I didn't. So we're going to use my hands as the example. Hair bulb in the anagen stage, where 85% of your hair should be, attached to the dermal papilla, which is being provided with blood vessels, which allow your red blood cells to essentially go in to the hair bulb, and that's what keeps it healthy. It provides it with nutrients, oxygen, everything it needs to survive and stay healthy and stay in the anagen stage, which is the growing stage, okay? Got me? Cool. All right, I think that I'm not gonna leave my hands up forever like that. I think y'all understand what the anagen stage is now. And that's really important to know, because when COVID-19 happened, or when you had a severe level of high mental stress, or when you had an autoimmune issue that arose or still do, or when you were in postpartum, or when you just had a fever because you had the flu, what can happen, unfortunately, is trigger our immune system to respond, to go fight in the body and in the organ or in the systems in our body that need to be dealt with for us to stay alive. Hair and the hair bulb being attached to the dermal papilla and its blood supply, our hair is not high on the priority list for survival. Do you know why we have hair? Like, date this all the way back. What is the purpose of even having hair? It's not, I mean, we may think of it as a beautiful aesthetic thing, and we carry so much, especially women, also men too. We carry a lot of emotional attachment to our hair on our head. Why do we have hair? Why is this here? Why is this here? Why is this here? And why is there hair for me pretty much all over my body, including my back? Like, I am a hairy man. Hair serves a purpose in survival, but it's a very low purpose when something else is prioritized by it, okay? So it's to keep us warm. That is literally the purpose of hair. It's an incubator to keep us warm. So if we're cold, if you have a cold chill and your hair raises, that it's a fight or flight response. It all goes back, our entire body, the way our minds work, the way our brains work, everything goes back to keeping us alive. Our bodies are brilliant. The anatomy and physiology of our bodies and the way that they work was by no mistake. For me, it was God created this. I can't think of another way that this overly complex system could have ever come to fruition. I mean, just the 10% of what I understand about anatomy and physiology, and then chemistry and science, is unbelievable. And I know it's something bigger than me. And I can tell you that right here and right now, that is 100% my truth and my belief. You believe whatever feels right to you. No, nonetheless, it is complex, and it's a beautiful thing. I've had to learn that the hard way with having anxiety and panic attacks. I've had to truly understand that my panic attacks and my anxiety stems from essentially my body getting tricked into thinking that I'm gonna die. I just had to learn to accept and invite in that anxiety and those thoughts that were happening in my mind, thinking that I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna die, into realizing that anxiety is my friend and it's necessary and it's a part of survival. Much like what happens when you lose a lot of your hair post a trigger. Okay, so let's talk about when that trigger comes and then what happens. We've gone from being in the anagen stage where you're attached to the dermal papilla, which allows the blood vessels to be attached and provide nutrients to the hair bulb itself. Then a trigger comes. Boom, out of nowhere. You get a virus that your body has never dealt with anything similar to it before. You have postpartum for the first time. Your body's never experienced postpartum before. Your thyroidism goes hyper or hypo for the first time. Your body's never heard of it before. Your body spikes this extreme temperature really, really quickly. You develop a fever really, really quick, and it's really, really high, and that hasn't happened in a long time. Your body is triggered and goes into a state of shock. It's that immediate trigger, 2 to 3 months after that big trigger, whatever it is, 2 to 3 months after, every one of your hair bulbs change. Something changes about the hair bulbs, but 70% of your hair bulbs go from the anagen stage attached to the dermal papilla immediately. This is 70% of your hair. 70% immediately goes into the telogen stage. This is what happens from anagen straight into telogen. Telogen is when your hair is essentially in its resting phase where it has detached, but it's still resting. It's not growing, it's just resting, but it has detached from its growing phase called the anagen phase. So 70% of your hair, post-trigger, 2 to 3 months later, boom, all at one time, 70% of your hair moves from anagen into telogen, and that's the exit stage. That's where it's going to rest for about 2 days, and then for about 4 days, it's going to come out. That immediate trigger and response to whatever, COVID-19, a virus, a high fever, that immediate response where 70% of your hair moves from the growing phase into the shedding or falling out phase called telogen, this process is called telogen effluvium. Telogen effluvium. There's a word for it. There's a scientific, this has been a thing for ever and always. This is not just about COVID-19. This is not just about COVID. You are not losing your hair because of some miraculous, crazy thing that has happened with this specific virus. This is parallel to a lot of triggers that fall under that same umbrella that we're calling just simply hair loss. Okay? So no matter what you're struggling, if you've had major weight loss surgery, or if you've lost a lot of hair, or if you've lost a lot of weight rather at one time, I don't know one person that hasn't had weight loss surgery or that didn't go on a keto diet and lose a ton of weight and lose a ton of nutritional value to their system that did not experience severe hair loss. So the process of that trigger is moving the hair from the anagen stage directly into the shedding phase called telogen, and that process of 70% of the hair moving that quickly, that fast, 2 to 3 months post-trigger is called telogen effluvium. Here's the good news. If a hair, no matter if it is forced out of its growing phase quickly or not, in order for a hair to come out of the anagen stage where it's attached to the dermal papilla, there has to be a new hair right behind it. Now, if it forces, so imagine this is the new hair. Typically, this new hair is this long as this other hair makes its way out. Okay, got it? Got the analogy? So this new hair with the bulb attached to the blood vessels, dermal papilla, is right behind this old hair. Here's the old hair bulb. It just follows its way out. So imagine the end of my screen is the scalp. Typically, the healthy way, and what normally would happen, this hair comes on out, and the next one comes on in, okay? All that's different with telogen effluvium, where 70% is immediately and quickly within 2 to 3 months post-trigger, all that's happening that's different is this new hair hasn't had enough time to grow as much, so it detaches, and there's space. So this one's out, now you gotta wait a minute. And then eventually that new hair will make its way through. So it's prematurely causing you to go into a hair loss cycle and 70% of your hair. This would be different. This wouldn't even be a topic that would require a conversation if it was 15%. It's 70% of your hair. That's the scary part, where everything is coming out in handfuls by the globs, right? So many people experience this, whether it's COVID, hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, autoimmune, 100%. The amount of conversations that I've had in the years of me studying hair loss prevention, and hair growth, the amount of conversations that I've had with people who have lost hair because of autoimmune, I mean, This is why. This is exactly why. Your body is doing everything that it needs to do to keep you healthy and alive. Your immune system is responding to the organ systems, to the places in your body that it needs to fight, that it needs to send proper nutritional value to. So it's not going to send the same amount of nutritional value to your scalp. It's just not going to do that. It's going to go try to protect or fight the areas of your body that are requiring assistance from your immune system to keep you alive. Is this making sense, you guys? Wow, what knowledge I'm experiencing that now I lose a nickel size daily, but didn't notice it until I had COVID. Yep. Yeah, so yes, after chemo, I lost my hair. It came back more healthy than ever. Charlene, that's amazing. I've really enjoyed getting to coach you through and being a part of your process using the collection. Does anybody, so as of right now, where it stands, does anybody have any questions at all that you want to ask me? I want to make sure that I'm taking breaks as I'm sharing the research with you. And Jennifer, if you see any questions behind me over there, you're welcome to ask out loud. You know, I have a hard time, speaking knowledge and out loud and reading at the same time. Heck, I'm a man. I have a hard time doing more than one thing at a time, no matter what the circumstances is. Exactly, not to mention the stress, meds, and all. You absolutely, Leandra Coops, you 100% nailed it. And this is really why this video is so important to me, to give you a peace of mind, because when you take something like the coronavirus and you lose 70% of your hair, or when you take something like a new autoimmune disease, or when you take something like postpartum and you add mental stress to that, guys, all you are doing is making it double triggers. There's double triggers now. Mental stress is a huge reason. And this is proven science, you guys, proven science. Your hair could go through telogen effluvium. 70% of your hair could move into the shedding phase just because of mental stress. That in itself alone. That's a hard one to believe. That's a hard one to truly in your mind feel that can be a real thing, but it is. And I promise you it is. It's proven science. There is black and white data. It's proven. So when you've got a trigger like COVID or autoimmune or postpartum, hyperthyroidism, hypothyroidism, weight loss surgery, and you lose 70% of your hair 2 to 3 months after that trigger, and then you add stress to it, guess what? That's the longer it's going to take to get your body to respond back to a normal place where your hair is in the anagen stage. Yep, Christine, it's very real. It is very, very real. Christine, I would much rather have lost my hair than my taste and smell. It's been 14 months since I've had my taste and smell. Christina, oh my goodness gracious. Now, I will tell you, that is something I'm not aware of. I would not want to prematurely speak on a subject that I have not fully researched. But I have wondered if it, because of the auto response to a foreign virus, I have truly wondered how important is your taste and smell in order to survive. I've wondered if that's, I don't know it, so I'm not even going to talk about that. I will never speak on anything that I don't have got a decade of experience researching and understanding myself. The answer for, yes, Katrina, the answer for anxiety is Jesus. I used to be extremely scared of death until I gave my life to Jesus. He forgave my sins. Girl, amen. Amen. Absolutely. I had COVID and my scalp has been super sore since, but I did me a good scalp massage with step 1 and now it doesn't hurt. That's awesome. Bless you, but I pray your taste and smell. I know. I hate that. I can't believe 14 months is what she said, I believe. No taste and no smell. Unbelievable. I lost my no smell or taste. Wow. Unbelievable. Okay, so let's move into the last thing that I want to talk about with this. So here's what we want to do. What we want to do is we want to try to keep as much of your hair in its growing phase for as long as possible. Okay? There's a normal lifespan of how long the hair, even when you're healthy and there's no triggers, there's a normal lifespan of how long you keep the hair itself in the anagen growing phase. What we do with cell renewal technology, which is going to be steps 1 through 4 in the collection, and make sure that we're adding in the cell renewal hair mask. So you've got all cell renewal items, 1 through 4, and then cell renewal hair mask. A big part of what we're doing is we're keeping the hair in the anagen stage for as long as we possibly can. Okay? We want it to go through the cycle. That's the normal thing, that's the healthy thing, but we want to keep it there as long as possible. I'm talking the normal amount of time, 7, 8 years instead of 2 years, okay? As we age, the amount of time that our hair stays in that anagen stage, the growing phase, as we age, without any other factors, any other triggers, just aging along, not one trigger, the less time our hair stays in the anagen phase, the growing phase. I wanted to, creating this product line, a big part of what I wanted to do is to keep it in that growing phase for at least 7 to 8 years. You should lose 100 hairs per day no matter what. That is normal. You should do it. You're still going to have triggers, but we can help lessen how much hair comes out of your scalp. We can lessen the percentage. Even if you experience telogen effluvium, instead of 70% of your hair coming out, with cell renewal technology, let's get it down to about 30% of your hair coming out. Because you can't stop telogen effluvium from happening, but we can shorten or close the gap and figure out how to trick the hair bulb into understanding that it needs to stay in that growing phase as much as possible. And the way that we do that is we keep the cells around that hair bulb turning over quickly, the cell turnover time. That cell turnover time tricks the hair bulb and keeps it attached to that dermal papilla so the blood supply keeps going, okay? So I don't wanna say too much more on that. So steps 1 through 4 in the cell renewal hair mask, that's gonna keep you in the anagen stage for a longer period of time. This is COVID, and I don't care what this is. This is just in general a portion of what cell renewal technology does. The longer for people that have said to me, Bo, my hair would not grow past right here for, the past 10 years of my life. And whenever I started using your products, it finally reached that point where it would go past, where it would never grow past before. And that's because we're making your hair stay in the growing phase for the true healthy amount of time, no matter how old you get, no matter how much aging is a trigger, okay? Can you tell me about the hair mask? Sure. So the cell renewal hair mask has cell renewal technology in it. We're just packing extra stuff. So caffeine and ginseng extract. So if you think of our cell renewal technology, which is meant to heal the existing hair from the inside out and speed up the cells around that hair bulb that's attached to the dermal papilla, speed up those cells to keep that bulb really nice and healthy and attached to its blood supply chain, what we're doing is we're packing on top of that caffeine and ginseng extract. That's a stimulant. That's as equally as effective as if you were to go in and scrub your scalp 5 times a day. So we're just taking caffeine and ginseng extract and mixing that with cell renewal technology, steps 1 through 4, and we are boosting even more blood supply and blood circulation directly down past the dermis and into the hair bulb to keep those cells turning over and to make sure it stays in that growing phase where that dermal papilla supplies its blood supply, nutrients, and oxygen to keep it alive and in that phase of growth. Thanks for saving my hair, Bo. Gina, thank you for trusting me and believing me and allowing me to serve you. I appreciate you. You are why I get to do what I do every day. I love you and I'm thankful for you, and it's been a pleasure to be able to help you and work with you. Definitely need the mask. Vicky, grab it. Absolutely. 100%. I'm going to tell you something. I should not do this, but I'm just going to do it. I set this up earlier today because I'm like, you know what? Oh, I should not do this. Should I do it? Should I do it? I haven't told anybody. I didn't tell Jennifer about this. I didn't tell anybody. If there's something that you need right now, okay. If there's something that you need right now, there's a couple things that I want you to do. I want to be support to you first and foremost. That's the biggest thing for me, is to support you and make sure that you have somebody to talk to that understands from a scientific standpoint what you're going through. When you go to a dermatologist for something like telogen effluvium, where you've lost 70% of your hair, they may prescribe you a topical medication, and that's fine. That topical medication is called minoxidil. You're going to know that as brands like Bosley and Rogaine. Is it effective? It sure is. However, does it cause scalp irritation? Does it cause other concerns for me, because whatever we put on our scalp and skin enters into our bloodstream and every major organ in our body? So is that a concern for me? Yes. If that's also a concern for you, the great news is that in trials done in 2014, we modeled cell renewal technology off of our key ingredient that is equally as effective at preventing hair loss as minoxidil, the leading big pharmaceutical topical medication. So steps 1 through 4 in your cell renewal hair mask. I want you to know I'm available for you. You can message me. There's a lot of people in here. Katie Blanchard's in here. I saw Cheryl in here. There's a lot of my brand promoters, brand ambassadors. Really what they are is they're coaches for you. They can coach you to help you achieve what they've achieved, which is full hair and full scalp recovery. Tracy's here. She's going through a lot and she's already seen a ton of changes. Cheryl, all of you, Priscilla, if you're still here, all of my coaches that have reached full hair recovery and can help these ladies and these men reach full hair recovery themselves, please let them know that you're a coach, that you're available to be messaged. Drop your links for them to be able to shop and support you for your time to help them, of course. Know that we're all here, including me, and there's a message button. You can message me directly. Trisha's here for you. Cheryl's here for you. All of my coaches are here for you. I had them all come on tonight so that they could be here to let you guys know. Whoever you, Trisha's here. Thank you for being here, Trisha. I see you. Another one of my coaches, a customer that had been using my products for years, and now she reached full hair recovery, and now she's a coach. Katie Blanchard's here. She's a salon owner. She carries our products in her salon. She's reached full hair recovery and has helped, I don't even know how many people at this point reach full hair recovery. We as a brand, I know for a fact, have helped over 100,000 women and men reach full hair recovery with cell renewal technology. So I'm here for you. Message me. I understand what's happening to you. Message one of the coaches, promoters, whatever you want to call them. Customers first that use my products and reach full hair recovery, and then I beg them to go talk about my products and share their experience and how they got to full hair recovery, and that's what they do now. So message me. I'm going to be here for you to tailor whatever, just to be your friend, to help you understand what's happening from a scientific standpoint. So like I said, when you go to the doctor, they're going to prescribe you medications. They're going to prescribe you things that could essentially and are proven to work. If you want an alternative to big pharmaceutical medication, we proved in our trials in 2014 to be equally as effective using an organic key ingredient and cell renewal technology to do the exact same thing that the leading big pharmaceutical medication does, okay? So I'm here for you. That's the first thing. The second thing is if you need anything, any product whatsoever, all of this kind of goes back around to what do I have to do with understanding hair loss? Why did I spend 9 years of my life and counting understanding hair loss, understanding prevention of hair loss, and understanding why we even have hair loss, understanding why telogen effluvium happens, understanding why that there's an umbrella that has a bunch of triggers that are all the same umbrella called hair loss. Why? Why did I do that? Well, because I was curious and I wanted to know. I watched my mom lose all of her hair through something called anagen effluvium because she had chemo. And all of her hair came out. very quickly, again, 2 to 3 months post chemo, it all came out. That's not telogen effluvium, that's anagen effluvium. That's where 100% of your hair is going to come out. So I watched that happen, and I remember that happening and how devastating it was for her, and how confusing it was to me at 17. And it's no secret that my mother has been my muse for everything I've done in my career, including understanding and learning hair loss, and then creating a product line that was effective from a science and chemistry standpoint based off of research, but also safe. So it doesn't have cancer-causing parabens in them. So if there's something that you need today to help you prevent hair loss or to help you with hair loss, please, steps 1 through 4 and the cell renewal hair mask. I don't care if you get anything else. That's the cell renewal technology. The rest of the stuff is for styling. There's one more product that I just launched, and I'll tell you about it in just a second, but thousands of you have already purchased it, and I have not had one bad review, and I'm so happy because it took me 14 years to make it. But if you need something, what time is it, Jennifer?
It is 7:44.
It's 7:44. 44 is my mama's number. She with me. I love it. It's 7:44 until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. I turned on a code earlier today, just in case. I felt that I wanted to be able to share this with you. So you can go to www.boastergall.care, or all the coaches can post their links in the comments and you can shop with them. If you truly do need something, save this for the people that really do need something, please. But you can get 99-cent shipping until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. You're going to use the gift code 99, just the letters 99. And I'll leave that on until 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. And please, this is for people who truly do need it, okay? I'm here to help and serve you. I love you guys so much. We just launched the Cell Renewal, so another Cell Renewal product, dry shampoo. Here it is, my friends. The labor of love. God, I laugh about this so much. This is the wildest ride that I've ever been on with a product, trying to truly figure out how to get a dry shampoo to be paraben-free, so no cancer-causing agents. How to get a dry shampoo with no sulfates, but that truly cleaned your hair. How to get a dry shampoo to have cell renewal technology, and how to get a dry shampoo to balance the pH of the scalp. How to get a dry shampoo to what I've had to now coin a phrase, because it has never existed before, which I'm calling dry washing. I wanted a dry shampoo that did what the words on the bottle said that it did, and that is dry shampoo your hair. Not just soak up oils. No, I wanted it to literally dry shampoo your hair. Dry shampoos on the market are providing buildup. They're causing hair loss because they're clogging the pores, not allowing the proper growth cycle to continue. They're packing down into that hair bulb. They're packing down and preventing the ability for that hair to continue to grow. They're slowing down the cell turnover time even more. No buildup on the hair, no buildup on the scalp. This is a product, dry shampoo, that is literally going to, I've coined this phrase, I had to because there's nothing on the market. Nobody could say something like this. Dry washing. You can dry wash your hair. You don't have to get in the shower to wash your hair. If it's day 4, is it going to soak up the oils if you ever produce oils? Sure, absolutely. It's going to do the same thing every other dry shampoo does in that sense. But the rest of it is, this is also for dry scalp. This is also for scalps that are itchy and have dandruff or eczema or dermatitis. It's going to balance the pH of the scalp. When people think of oily hair and they think of dry hair, like oily scalp, dry scalp, everybody puts those in 2 different categories. And then product lines and companies and big pharma and, you know, the big corporate giants, Nestle, who owns half of L'Oreal, who owns 70 to 85% of the entire hair care product industry. What they want to do is they want to simplify it for you. That's all they're trying to do. No harm, no foul. They don't have somebody that's the face of the brand creating a message for you, so they're trying to simplify it for you. They're telling you need something for oily hair or oily scalp, and then they're marketing you a totally separate product that you need for dry scalp, eczema, psoriasis, dermatitis on the scalp. Here's the truth. Both of those issues, while they are different in the sense of what happens on the scalp, there's one thing in common. Prayer hands. There's one thing in common. Your pH is not balanced. So overly oily, overly dry simply means your potential hydrogen. So your pH is not in balance. This dry shampoo, along with my normal dry shampoo, which is just step 2. Step 3, conditioner. Steps 1 through 4. All of my products are designed to balance the pH of the scalp. So this is going to soak up oils, absolutely. But it's also going to balance the pH in general, and that's why it's soaking up those oils. Okay? Soaking up the oils, but it's also helping dry, itchy scalp. So it's truly dry washing your hair, just like you were in the shower using my step 2 wet shampoo. This is your dry shampoo. You're gonna spray it about 6 inches away, shake it really, really well. Quick spurts. I'm talking quick spurts, y'all. Quick. Shake. Quick spurts. Every section that you want this to go in. Quick spurts, massage in with your hands into the areas. That's the first step in activating the natural organic ingredients. Calm through. You want it, if you're gonna truly use the Bostegal dry washing method, you've got to comb through where you sprayed it on the scalp all the way through the ends. If you have curly hair, you're gonna spray it on the ends, you're gonna scrunch it using your fingers. But if you can comb through your hair, you're gonna comb it all the way through so we can dry wash all of your hair, not just the scalp. So massage it in, comb it through, and this requires heat or cool air to then have a secondary activation process. So heat or cool. After that, you don't have to take long. Just make sure the heat or cool air touches every area, every section that you've sprayed it, okay? If you're using this just for the purposes of continuing to use cell renewal technology in order to promote hair growth, and you don't have oily scalp, you don't feel like you need to dry wash your hair, you just want more hair growth and you want to speed up the process of hair growth, you're only going to spray it in the areas that you're thinning or that you're experiencing hair loss, okay? Again, when I create a product, it's not to solve one problem. That's not what I do. It's not to tell you that this takes your oily scalp and it soaks up the oils from you. I'm not doing a product unless it does everything that I want it to do. I'm not launching a product with my name on it unless it truly does something remarkable for your hair, for your scalp, is effective, innovative in science, and is safe. And that's what this is. I call it step 2.5, obviously, because the wet shampoo that you would use in the shower is step 2. So I just put 2.5 because this is the option to dry shampoo your hair or dry wash your hair, as we're calling it, when your hair is completely dry. So it's for half days. It's for in-between days. You can spray this on day 1. If you do get overly oily or you feel like your hair gets overly dirty quickly, it's not going to weigh it down. It's not going to put buildup on it. Spray it in on wash day number 1, wet wash day number 1. Spray it in. As soon as your hair is completely dry, quick spurts in the areas you want it in, massage, comb through, apply whatever other products you want, and then make sure you use, on that dry hair, make sure you use heat or cool air to have that secondary activation process. Y'all got what I'm putting down. So yeah, I feel like that was the right thing to do. If you need a product right now, you are more than welcome to 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight to use the gift code. You'll add your products to your cart, and then you'll hit checkout. That doesn't mean that you're paying right there. You're just going to hit checkout. That's going to take you to another screen. And eventually, before you do pay, there's a place that says gift or discount code. My thank you to you for watching this video and to help you and to put you at peace and to give you something that will work for you if you are experiencing hair loss in any way, shape, or form. And we want to at least try to prevent it, slow down that process, or create new growth. Feel free to put in the gift code, the numbers 99, and it's going to take $9 off your order, which would essentially be 99 cents shipping. as opposed to $10 shipping. So just 99-cent shipping. Debbie Orson, I used it without blowing it dry. I did comb it through. It seemed to work wonderful. That is wonderful. I always recommend activating it one more time, even after you've massaged it and combed it through. I always recommend activating it one more time with heat or cool air. If you can, if you can't, it will still do its job, I promise. You have to massage it in though. It's kind of my way of making sure that you are activating those organic ingredients. Here's the thing about this product, okay? And with all my products, they're extremely concentrated. You find me a dry shampoo. Here's the ingredients. Guess how many ingredients there are, people? 7. The first formula for this product had about 28 in it. 28 ingredients. 14 years later, I could talk for hours about those 14 years and the time I had to step away and calm myself and not get frustrated and just come back to it and get creative again. It took a Russian chemist, also a guy named Petco, and a Chinese chemist to finally figure out this formula from 28 down to 25 down to 7 ingredients. Every ingredient serves a specific purpose. 2 of them are to make sure it comes out of the can through the aerosol process. And that's it. Those 2 ingredients don't even touch your hair itself. They're just activators for an aerosol product. And the others all serve a very specific purpose. So instead of 26 ingredients that have this much of each product, each ingredient, there's 7, and this was the trick and where we finally figured out what we were doing wrong. There's 7 that have a lot more of each ingredient. 7 products, 7 ingredients created one product in high doses without adding any fillers to it whatsoever. Highly concentrated. Do not overuse this product. If you use this product and you go through it too quickly, I'm going to be very upset with you, my friends. Don't overuse this product. Small, quick spurts in the sections you need it in. This product should last you a lot longer than another dry shampoo. I don't care how big or how small the other ones are. Less is more with all of my products, and Cell Renewal Dry Shampoo is no different. Less is more. So hard to get that through everybody's brain because we've all been trained our entire lives to use a big lump of shampoo or to use a lot of product for it to work. Less is more when you have a company like mine who has the integrity not to put in cancer-causing parabens, which are filler ingredients. I also don't put a whole bunch of water into all of my products. There are companies that are paraben-free that fill about 30 to 40% of the product to what they're doing is they're filling 30 to 40% of the formula inside of the bottles with water. So you get 8 ounces, so to speak, of the product, but how much of those 8 ounces is straight up water? Well, guess what water's doing? It's diluting the other ingredients. Shame on you, big corporate, small businesses that are doing it. Shame on you. You should create good products that are healthy and safe. You should not use fillers, and you should charge what you need to charge to do the right thing. My products will never be cheap. $38 for a bottle of shampoo is expensive. I understand that. I have been in a position in my life when I moved to LA where I ate ramen noodles every night. I was lucky to be able to pay my bills. My mindset and my zest for life and my relationship with God allowed me to live a very happy life no matter what I had in my bank account. I've been in a place where I would have been able to tell you I would not have been able to afford my own products. But here's what I'm not going to do. I am not going to compromise the integrity of my products. They're not made cheap, so they're not made for me to have them produced cheap, so they will never be cheap for you. And that's a good thing. You don't want cheap products. You pay for what you get. The great news, and all of my customers who are on here that can testify on my behalf, if you use it correctly, when you have a product that has 0 fillers in it and they're all concentrated, they last 2 to 3, sometimes 4 times longer than the products you're paying $12 less for that have about 40% of water filling them up. I love you guys. Sorry, you know I get off on my little tangent sometimes, but I am passionate about what I do. I'm passionate about this industry. I'm passionate about making change. I believe no company in this world should be offering products that have cancer-causing parabens in them. There's no point. It's greed. It's selfish. And it's not okay with me. There's a lot of things about the industry that I'm not okay with. And that's why I don't just talk about it. I put actions to where my mouth is and we make changes. My partner, I have a silent partnership with several laboratories that I can't tell you too much about my involvement with them other than I can legally say I'm a partner with these people. Can't tell you any more than that. But we make a lot of changes. We have inspired a lot of companies to go paraben free. I think we're at 507 at this point and counting. And we will continue and we will not stop until the United States of America somehow, some way creates a regulatory agency to ban cancer-causing parabens from every single product on the market. I will not stop. I will die until it's done. And then I hope somebody continues on with my legacy. I know Jennifer will. She's back there behind me still kicking when I'm gone. I love you guys. Preach. Girl, you know I'll be getting on my... You don't need a pulpit to have a ministry. Apparently you just need a leopard chair and a cute outfit to have a ministry. I love y'all so much. And last but not least, you guys have been asking for something from me for a long time, and I did not care anything about doing this because I didn't feel like it served any purpose in the world. But I got to thinking about it, and I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to do it, we're going to do it right. So on Valentine's Day, we're going to launch a tumbler. Y'all have been begging for I did not realize y'all wanted tumblers, and I did not get into the business of creating merchandise with my name on it. I got into the business of creating products based off of my research as the science and chemistry nerd that I am that worked for you. But apparently y'all love me and y'all love my products and what they've done for your hair, and you wanted something with my name on it. So here it is. And as I was thinking, I realized if I can put H2O and hydrate at the bottom, that will be a reminder for you to drink plenty of water. So I can't sell you water, but I can sell you the bucket to put it in, and water is so important to your health. Water is so important to your health. So I'm fine doing some merchandise just because y'all want to have fun with it, and you're going to put whatever you want to put in it. But at the very end of the day, subconsciously, every time you see this, it's going to remind you, I need to drink my water today. Water is so important to the health of your scalp, to the health of your body, to the health of your skin. Please drink water every day, every single day. All right, I'll take just a couple of questions. Jennifer, if you see any questions at all, I would be happy to answer them.
There's a ton of great questions.
Okay, ask me questions, Jennifer.
But I think, with that being said, maybe this is a great video for people to tag someone.
Oh, wow. Yeah, why don't you guys definitely, when you get off this video, even though it's not live anymore, why don't y'all do me a favor? There's a lot of information that a lot of people don't know about. Just give somebody the confidence. If you know somebody's going through it or not, tag somebody in it when you get off this live. You can do it in the comment section. When you get off the live, just come back and comment again. Share this to your pages, to your business pages, to your public pages. Share this information. This research and this knowledge is not being talked about. And it's important that people truly do understand what's happening. I just want you to have the confidence. Until you understand something, until you understand what is happening to you, there's no way you can eliminate the stress that you're attaching to the other trigger. There's no way. So go spread this with the entire world. The more people that hear about this information, understand the research that has been done, and understand that they can contact somebody who truly understands what's happening. And I don't mean to say dumb this down, but I really took my research and made it very simple for everybody to understand. You don't want me talking for I would not stop talking if I went into everything that I understood about this. But I feel like I got you to understand enough to give you the confidence to know if you're losing hair right now, it's going to come back if you don't do a thing. And that's going to give you some peace and reassurance. Okay? All right, I love you guys. What a pleasure to get to spend the evening with you. What a pleasure to get to serve you, to be your coach to full hair recovery, to be your friend. At times, you guys have been my prayer warriors in my life, and I hope I get to be your prayer warrior in your life. A lot of us have been through a lot together, just through Messenger. You guys are family to me. If you're new, say hey and become family to me. It's that simple. All you got to do is message me. We'll become quick friends, and I'll help you in any way I can with hair or scalp problems, or if you just need a friend to talk to, or if you need just somebody to be loved on. If you just need some love, that's all we want, y'all. That is all we want. We just want to be heard, we want to be loved, and we want to give love. We really do. No matter what this world tries to tell us, no matter how much this world tries to think that we're divided for whatever purpose that we need to be divided, at the end of the day, we all just want to be heard, validated, loved, and we want to give that back. I love you guys. Very thankful for you. Message me anytime, day or night. I'm right here by your side every collection step of the way throughout your at-home hair care experience to hair recovery and scalp recovery.